Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Her Date Smashed, Then Blocked Her. Let's get right into it.
Being single is so annoying because I literally have like 20 life things I need to do today, but instead I'm going to socialize because A, I'm lonely.
Yeah,
life comes at you fast. And listen, I don't mean to pop your cherry, but it's truly fascinating to be present when
I don't need no man.
modern woman comes to the conclusion that she has no choice but to invest all of her energy into finding the very thing or person, so to speak, that she thought was once expendable.
A, I'm lonely, and B, maybe I'll meet someone, although I never do anytime I go out, so we'll see.
Well, it's because women have made approaching them a public crime. They have destroyed their one bridge to civilization, aka the dating app, and now they must artificially inseminate themselves into prefabricated safe spaces to meet the men they've said for years that they don't need or want. Yeah, safe spaces like dating events, running clubs, or online meet and greets. Or they attempt to peacock themselves in places men traditionally gather at, like gyms, sports bars, or church, squeezing their poor back rolls into scuba that would scare any gym shark. Think about that. Abusing the yoga pants elastics of Lululemon. Gambling that if she shows more skin than the next girl, she might get noticed or approached. Now, after the berserkers have soaked up every ounce of essence she has, after her sugar walls have been fully depleted, she becomes the so-called incel she used to laugh at. Banished to a generic Wayfair sofa, wondering how to cope with her situation. How, she ponders, will she amplify her voice through the sand and clay blocks of the unforgiving wall of no return? For example,
I'm a 35-year-old single woman living alone in New York, and I can get really down on myself because I'm just not where I thought I would be at this point in my life. I thought I'd be married. I thought I'd have multiple kids, a big old house. I'm just quite the opposite.
Yeah, she moved to...
Are you shocked that all these women are struggling? I mean, I'm telling you, it's video after video. I see the same scenario. Women can't believe that they're struggling in dating. And here's the bad part about it all. Their prime years are behind them. They're gone. So if they struggled in their prime, what's going to happen when they're left over? This is really a hard question. I get it. I know it's bad. I know. I don't make the rules though, okay? The marketplace is the marketplace, okay? The sexual market determines everybody's value. And the sexual market says after a certain age, women, you age out of the marketplace. I'm just keeping it real with you. Hey, listen up, Safe Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content. And now you guys are struggling, and now the tables have turned. Because prior to this, right, a few years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, in a lot of these women's lives, they're in their prime. So they assume that the prime's going to last forever. But most of these girls are average. But they assume that they're above average. So they assume they should get the top of the top guy. And they never get the top guy, but they hold out for the top guy. And they keep holding out to the point where now they're too old to even be on the top guy's radar. And now they're running to the internet for solace. And they find nothing. They find people like me that criticize them. Or just keep it real, you know? I don't know. Let's see what else this video has for us, but I'm telling you, it looks really bad out here.
YC to get her Carrie Bradshaw on, but instead, she wasted her good years getting Terry Bradshaw.
What is this? Why is this happening?
What's up? Wait, hold on. You don't get it? Passed around? Hall of Fame quarterback. Come on, man. Y'all screwing around.
Hey, you're screwing around too much.
I don't know. I was just thinking, I had the best weekend in New York. I saw some incredible theater. I got cocktails with a girlfriend. I went to Pilates. I got my nails done. It was just I walked through Central Park. I don't know, just such a restorative and filled my cup weekend. And I realized, I might not be living the dream I had, but I am living the dream.
The denial is a very powerful coping mechanism.
Who's that? Like, I may not be living the dream I had, but I am living the dream. Like, this was an incredible weekend. Why am I ever sad? This was amazing. And I hope the next time I, like, feel bad because I don't have a +1 to a wedding or something silly, that I remember moments like this and just think, like, yeah, man, this was so luxurious and amazing and restorative. Like, life is so good. Don't be sad, girl. Don't.
Yes, tell me she doesn't look like a post-war version of Harley Quinn. Yeah, those crazy eyes belong in Gotham Asylum. You know, it's always funny to me when a poor G.I. Joe simp attempts to rehabilitate women like this. Instead of situationshipping her, they will attempt to ignore all the skeletons and bodies behind her dry walls, not realizing she's emotionally dead.
I've come to the realization that it has been such a long time since I've been in love. Like, I haven't met a boy that I'm like, I feel this deep love for them and I need them in my life forever. Like, I feel that about my friends, but I haven't met a guy recently that really wows me. What's going on? Stop.
But chances are she's been sexually active. Chances are. Look at her. Do you think she's not getting her rocks off? Do you think she's not getting her itch scratched by multiple men? There's a study that said that 30% of men under the age 30 haven't had sex an entire year. And 20% of the men under age 30 are still virgins. So what's happening is all these women, they're sleeping with the same guys. And they don't even feel a connection. You know, just like skins humping on each other. And I feel for these women because they're between a rock and a hard place. You know? We spent all this time believing the feminist lie that, oh, men, you know, we don't need them. We could do good without them. The last girl was talking about how she went and got her nails done. And she had, you know, I guess dinner at a great place by herself. And, you know, she thought her life would be different, but her life was still great. No, it's not. No, it's not. Look, it's okay to admit the fact that you messed up. You fucked up. Okay? I don't think it's over, but your chances are slim. And so you're going to have to work like hell to get back on the horse. And you're probably going to have to accept that guy that you friend zoned a long time ago. Yeah, he might be the best choice for you. So just go through your DMs. Hopefully all those guys that you ignored will forgive you. And then you might be able to, you know, connect with somebody. You know, I heard guys like that are like fun guys. They grow on you over time. Just saying.
Up, guys.
You know, I hear men say all the time her body count isn't important because women lie about it, or you'll never know the true answer. Well, I ask you this. Does it matter if you know her exact body count if the damage is still there? Does it matter how or who a woman catches the monster from, or does it matter that the damage is there? Whether you know the exact number or not, the fact still remains that a woman who sleeps with multiple men will have some form of oxytocin deficiency, which will most likely make it impossible for said woman to pair bond or develop some sort of connection with you. That's why these overused modern women can't settle down with a man or contain a state of contentness without gallons of wine and Xanax. You know what? Maybe that's a topic for another video. Today, we must focus on the underbelly, the desperation, the real loneliness epidemic the media wants to ignore.
I'm not used to guys ghosting me because I'm the one who ghosts every guy, right? That's just kind of how it goes. But there was this guy who I was like kind of friends with, and then I started to get weird, as I always do. I always get weird. This is why friendships kind of scare me, men or women. And then one day I got super corny and was like, hey, come over, right? And then he did. And then, you know, we had a fun night, whatever. Never spoke again. Never spoke again. Never spoke again. Never spoke again.
I don't know how long I can do this, guys. So I was supposed to have a date with someone, like a little coffee date today, and I didn't hear from them for like the last couple hours, but we had already agreed on a time and a place, so I wasn't really worried about it. And then, so I get here and I'm like, oh, well, let me just let him know that I'm here. And I had him on Snap. Guess what? He deleted me from Snapchat.
Yo! Men are getting cold, bro. You know, I once used to hear women say, oh my God, how can you cheat on someone like Beyonce? She's so beautiful. You know, and the false premise is that the more attractive you are, the less a man will desire to cheat on you. But here's the reality. The man that could get a Beyonce or a very attractive girl, guess what? He get other attractive girls. The competition is actually higher for beautiful women. People don't understand that. When you're an average woman and you date an average guy, the competition is low. You know why? Because chances are he can't replace you if he wanted to. But the more attractive you are as a woman, just understand that, yeah, you could get a more attractive, more desirable guy. But guess what? You're going to have to compete for him. You will. Yeah, that's the part that no one talks about, and a lot of people don't know because they never dated the guy they really wanted like that. They've never been that it girl, or he's never been him. Men shame me because I try to tell you I could talk from that standpoint. You know, I know it bothers some people. People are like, oh yeah, you got a stupid book and you think you're all that, and bro, I'm just talking about my life. If you suck with women, let that be your life. You tell your story, you make it YouTube. But I'm gonna tell the truth about my life. I'm not going to lie about my life. I'm not going to lie about my meat. I'm going to tell you what I know from my firsthand experience. It does not bother me if you're not attracted to me. So please stop telling me that you think I'm regular or whatever. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because I sleep with women and the women decide how attractive I am. And I'm telling you from a man that gets attractive women regularly, right? That's a norm for me, that there's a lot more competition for women up here. And a lot of them are willing to actually chase after you. A lot of this stuff that people don't understand. The more attractive you go in women, the more those women chase. The lower the self-esteem is. The highest self-esteem in women are in average women like this. Most attractive girls would never leave without confirmation that we're going to meet up. In fact, a lot of them want you to text and talk to them regularly. That's a different level of game you need. But average girls like this are going to assume, oh yeah, he's going to show up. I don't got to worry about it. I don't even know girls that do that. That's some average girl stuff. An attractive girl is going to be, she needs confirmation. She's going to be regular texting you. Regularly. But this girl, she's getting a hard life lesson right now. A mean wake-up call. Okay? That you're average and you should have known your place. You know, and I'm not saying that, you know, she deserves this. She deserves to get stood up. But clearly, the dude that she was talking to or probably even had a date with just agreed, said, yeah, okay. She's like, oh, let's go. She's probably planning the whole date for him. Oh, how about we meet here? And he was like, oh, yeah, sure. I guarantee it was like that. How about we meet here? And he was like, oh, yeah, sure. How about this somewhere? Yeah. He probably just jesting her. And in the back of his mind, he's like, I'm just going to block her when we get off this conversation. And mind you, she said they were Snapchatting. She don't even have his number. She agreed to go on a date with someone that she didn't have his number. That's proof right there. A girl that I ghosted recently, here's one thing I've been doing and I forgot like who it was, but I don't save numbers for girls anymore because I've had so many numbers I've added. Like, I'm not adding and saving your number anymore. I'm only going to save your number after we smash or if we smash. If we never smash, I'm going to try to remember the last 4 digits of your number. So if you call or text, that's what I'm going to go off of. But anyway, she called me when I was in the middle of something and I picked up and she's like, hey, did you ghost me? What? What? She's like, what? You really don't think we have anything in common or connections? Like, she was so concerned. And I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. Like I'm in like a busy area right now. I can't hear you. She's like, I don't hear anything in the background. I was like, yeah, man, I'm with my nephews and stuff like that. I was like, let me just call you back. She's like, okay. And I hung up and I never spoke to her again. This is what happens when you have options. You want the top guy, well, you have to deal with the fact that he has options. I'm just saying.
Oh no. Oh no. This is a year men got enough, man. Y'all been doing too much. Men has had enough.
I don't know how long I can do this for. So now I'm here having a coffee by myself. The dating diaries continue.
I mean, literally, these women placed all of their eggs in the basket of the dating app. It's basically the only way they can control the men that they meet. I mean, really, just think about that for a second. So they will continue to be used and stood up by who or whatever the dating app throws at them. Why? Well, because they have no other choice.
I just unlocked a level of single I did not know exist. My Landlord just called me and immediately goes, "Hey, do you want to go out with my friend's son? Your boyfriend moved out, right? You're single. He's 5'11" and fixes air conditioning. Do you want me to send a picture?" I'm like, "You know what, Eleanor? Yes, I do. Why not? Thanks for looking out, girl. Why not?"
But wait a minute.
That's how bad it is out here. I want to go back to this girl who got stood up to. Not just this Asian girl who, she's decently attractive, but she's like average. This girl, right? I've ghosted girls like this before. Right? So for her, she's in shock. You know, when the first time it happens or the couple times it happens, it shocks beautiful women. It actually makes them very, very, like, obsessed with you. When you curb or when you ghost an attractive girl, she gets infatuated with you. Like, she can't stop thinking about you. And nobody ghosts for this reason. I know some people try to run game on people. They're trying to ghost you for that reason. I only ghost girls or stop talking to girls if they cross a boundary. Like, if you cross a boundary, like, I'm going to cut you off. We're done. Like, I won't lie. Sometimes I think to myself, like, damn, bro, I really got to cut this pretty-ass girl off. Like, the last time I did, well, okay, the last girl I smashed, and I told you about this lawyer that I talked to a few weeks ago. I cut her off because I realized she doesn't listen, and she gaslights me. And I don't want to talk to anyone that doesn't listen. Like, I'm not going to talk to a girl that talks just to hear herself talk. Like, no. I'm not saying you got to be smart, like the smartest person in the world, even though she was an attorney. I'm not saying you got to agree with everything I said. I say, even though she was a liberal, and clearly she's not going to agree with everything I say. But at least we got to hear each other out. So that's one of my boundaries. Like, you might not care. You might feel like you're going to take whatever you can get because you're so desperate for a beautiful woman. That's fine, but just know when you talk to these girls, they're going to smell that on you. But I had a girl, never smashed her, never hung out with her, nothing. We met on Hinge. We exchanged numbers. I'm telling you, this girl was bad. I was mad excited, bro. Mad excited. We FaceTime. I verified she was who she said she was. You know, she wanted to talk. We had a long conversation. She had a beautiful apartment in Manhattan, in a high rise, you know. So she was like drunk. Like, I think it was over like a holiday. So she was getting drunk after this holiday party she went to. We had a FaceTime. We talked. And I was excited about her. She kind of looked similar to this girl. Not exactly, but similar to this girl. Like, this level of attraction. And I remember, like, all right, after we hung up, like, and we agreed on a date, I told you, a lot of attractive girls, they don't want to just show up on a date. They want to talk to you prior to. So we're texting a little bit prior to the date. And I remember I sent one more text, and she never responded. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, our date's coming up. Like, you know, like, she didn't respond, so I'm not going to just, what that girl did, what the Asian girl did, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm in Jersey. So I'm not leaving. We're going to meet in Manhattan. I'm not leaving. In fact, I was going to pick her up. Yeah, she wanted me to come to her high rise. No, she did give me her address. I didn't have her apartment number, but she gave me her address. I wasn't just going to show up there and call her when I'm outside if she didn't respond to my last text. And I think I texted her on a Friday. We're supposed to meet up on a Sunday. Saturday comes, no text, no respond. I'm like, all right, that's it. Sunday comes, right? I think we're supposed to meet at like 3. At like 4 o'clock, she calls me. I never picked up, bro. No, she texted me. I never responded. This is a beautiful girl, and I'm sure she's shocked. Now, she had dignity. She never responded. She didn't keep blowing me up. But I knew she thought to herself, oh yeah, our date was supposed to be at 3. I'm not going to show up, and I'll still just hit him up. Or maybe she thought I was going to chase her, but I don't double text. That's just one of my rules. Like, I don't double text girls. I just don't. If I text you something and you don't text back, our conversation is done. Especially since we had a date coming up. And so if you didn't respond, I knew that, like, all right, I'm not even going to show up to the date. I'm not going to hit you up about the date. None of that stuff. And I'm telling you, girl, I'm telling you straight up, this girl was an 8, 9, or 10. I'm not going to say 10 because she wasn't perfect, but she was an 8 or 9 for sure. I was, you know what I'm saying? But you got to bite the bullet. Because if you have options, you got to have boundaries. And women do this all the time. Women will cut you off for the smallest thing. For the small, bro, I've got cut off by girls for the tiniest thing. I'm telling you, the tiniest thing. That's how picky girls are. And when you get to this level, if you're a guy you date, girls like that are attractive like that, you got to cut them off for the smallest thing as well. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos. And I'll see y'all over there.